What's up guys, Vesuvius here, bringing you another GTA video, but actually this one is going to be a little different to what I've done in the past. I'm going to do a pseudo review quality test of two capture devices that I've purchased over the last 2 months. That would be the Hauppauge HD PVR 2 and the Elgato HD game capture. I have tested both of them, I've used both of them, I've recorded footage. I'm going to show you both of them together to see how good the quality actually is. I only own one of them now, so I sent the other one back, and I'm going to tell you which one I sent back after I've elaborated on each of the capture card's qualities. So first of all, I'm going to start with the HD PVR 2. Now this is Hauppauge's second capture card, its second generation of capture cards. It's got HD input now, rather than the composite cables, which was on the previous HD PVR. The previous one, I actually owned one, that was my first capture card. That one I had for a very long time. I recorded most of my videos on it. And before I had one of those, most of my videos were Halo Reach videos, so they were made using Bungie render points, if you can remember those. You would pay with Amazon to get these points, and you would give you the ability to render any video clip you made in Halo. So yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah, the HD PVR one was a trusty device, although it was a bit clunky at times. The software was not so good. I experienced crashes and jittery videos. And to solve this, I even had to put it upside down and put fans on it. But I've decided now that I need an upgrade. I need to upgrade the quality of footage and yeah, just that basically. So here we go. The HD PVR 2 was the first one I got, and I tested it out. The quality, the capture quality was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was good. HDMI input, output. It's very much smaller than the original HD PVR. It could fit quite snugly in between. It could fit quite like comfortably in where my old HD PVR was, but it's about a third as big as the HD PVR, the original. It also has a button on it which you can press, which will allow you to capture. If, let's just say, if your HD PVR is set next to your computer and you don't want to, and you're looking at the screen, and you can just click off next to your monitor, and it will begin recording, rather than having to look at your computer screen, which may be out of place from your TV. So the pros of the HD PVR 2 is that it has great capture quality. It's quite a bit smaller than its predecessor, which is good if you want to like have a compact setup. It does not require as much cables as its predecessor. The previous cables were these composite cables, which was the red, green, blue, yellow, white, whatever, but they were all like stuck together in a big long block. So it was a really big, chunky, heavy cable that required a lot of space actually, but now there's only one cable, which is way better. There aren't too many advantages, sadly, apart from I guess the software is quite simple and easy to use. Not a lot of settings to go through, not a lot of procedures to go through. You get the software with you on a disc when you buy the product, so I suppose that's a bonus. Onto the cons though. The device's software was especially buggy. I've had many instances where, actually, when I say many instances, I mean that when I was using it to capture, I never once had it where I managed to capture without the program crashing. Every capture ended with a crash. And when I first got it, I managed to record for 10 minutes and then 15 minutes. And I thought that was pretty good. That's enough to make the video with, any video with. But you know, if I wanted to stream or make a long video, then I needed it to I needed to record for longer. So after that, I managed to record for 55 minutes, that was it. I got in contact with the HubHog people and actually asked them what was the best way to stop the program from crashing and the best place to have the HD PVR2. So they instructed me to do that, and I did everything they said. I plugged it into an external power plug rather than having it in an extension lead. I didn't have any USB extenders. I had fans on it. I even had it upside down at one point, which is like a common urban legend about it, and if you put it upside down then the fans can get air into it and that will help a lot. But yeah, 55 minutes was the maximum I managed to record for. Then it went to 40 minutes, then 10, then 8, then 6. And that was over the course of around 4 days. And then I decided, well, I've spent all this money for it. It was, the HD PVR2 was £130, £129 99p. That was from Amazon, HubHog's Amazon store. And I said, I was thinking that's too much money for a product this buggy. So I sent it back, and I considered my options. I could either buy another HD PVR2 and hope that the one I'd bought was faulty, but given my history with HubHog's products, I didn't want another buggy thing like that. So I did some more research and I found the Elgato. It was one I'd looked at before, but in the reviews I've read, the HD PVR2 came out stronger. So, but this time I tried the Elgato, and first time I recorded with it, I managed to record for an hour and 24 minutes with no problems. Although it does, after every capture, it does export the capture file to a 1080p MP4 file. That probably takes quite a while with a big file like that, a big recording like that. But it's worth it for the quality that comes out. So the pros for the Elgato is that it's tiny. It's about the size of an iPhone, maybe 2 iPhones thick. It doesn't require a power plug. It's USB powered, so you can either plug it into, if you want to record, then plug it into your laptop, and that's easy as that. It's done. The screen turns on, and you can play and capture. But if you don't want to capture and you just want to like play on your Xbox or PS3 without having it plugged into your computer, then you can probably use an iPhone charger where you can pull the USB out, or any other USB compatible plug. It's a bit of a pain, I know, but once you find a solution, then it just pops out of your head. You don't need to worry about it. The software for the Elgato, Game Capture HD I think it's called, is very good. There's so many options to pick. There's a good function in it, which is the time shift, which means that as long as when the capture software is open, and even if you're not recording, it records or stores the footage in like a backup, so you can scroll along this slider and record from anywhere from when you open the software to now. So even if you're not recording and you see something on your screen that you want to record, then you can just move back the slider before it happened, start recording, and it will record almost back in time in the past, which is an excellent function if you're playing those fast-paced games where you don't want to be recording the whole game and you've seen something you want to record and it's gone before you've even blinked. So that's another great function. Yeah, I mentioned the size doesn't require any power. As a plug, that is. Also, you can change if you want to. It records in 720p and 1080i. They're the two resolutions it copies in. That's the two resolutions it captures in. What I use is 1080i, and then I use the converter or the exporter to export it to. It's called Share in the software, but it's basically what it is. It exports it. I export it to 1080p MP4, and it takes a while to load once you finish capturing. But it's not too much of a bother. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can keep the original file, or you can export it to just an MP4 rather than the 1080p high quality. I've seen on other videos YouTubers use 720p and then do the maximum quality of recording, but my computer can't take it, so I have to use it's like on better rather than best, and 1080p is the resolution that I use. So there you have it. The cons of it are it's pretty annoying having to have it USB plugged in all the time, but you know, my computer or my laptop has 3 ports, so it's not too much of a bother, and the wire is it's quite long, so that's good. That's about it. Also, the price of it is cheaper. I got it for £120 on Amazon, on Elgato's Amazon store, and it arrived swiftly from Elgato. Haven't had any problems so far. All the recordings I've done have come out faultless. Haven't had any jamming. Haven't had any crashes. Oh, beware though, when you record, there's a folder which is the Elgato. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Give me 1 second. It's called the EGC library, which is Elgato Game Capture Library, which stores all the recordings that you've done, and each recording will be in its own folder, and in that folder there'll be a recording, the recording that you captured, and it's a TS file, which is what the original HD PVR captured in. I tried to upload a TS file to YouTube, and it just ended up being all jittery and juddery, and that's why the Elgato converts it into MP4. And then I uploaded the MP4, and it was fine, smooth and high quality. So that's my 2 cents on the 2 devices. The Elgato was the one I kept. I don't know if you guessed before. I just didn't want another buggy capture card experience. In terms of longevity for each device, the HD PVR2 did get hot. It got warm. Even though I was recording for 10 minutes, it was probably the external power plug that made it do that. But with the Elgato, it doesn't get as warm. It does get warm, but I've seen no side effects from it. It's been faultless all the way through. So there you go, guys. If you ever wondered or looked at these reviews, if you've looked at these reviews before on any other YouTube and you're still puzzled about which one to get, I mean, you can get the HD PVR2 if you want. You might have a better experience than I did, but my take on it is get the Elgato, save some money, save some space, and get a good quality device, because you don't want to take any chances. You don't want to be gypped into buying an expensive capture card and then it falling through. So there you go. They're my thoughts. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.